I did have that was one of the things we talked about. You need to look at everything. That's why I'm looking. Well, they may not have a name badge or nameplate. There's a seat. There's only one extra seat. We'll see. And maybe. It's a good turnout. No. Yeah, it's karaoke.
Where's the karaoke?
It's at Finch Close tonight. Downtown Bristol. Used to be a bank. Yeah, the old bank. This is what happens when I do town for 3 days. Like, I found I can place the park. He's over there. My number was 60. I went through my shirt at 60 straight meetings. 12 before, 48 after. So, no, I came in usually 2 days before. Headed upstairs. That's one of the things I'm going to bring up.
Okay, sir.
Someone said there.
Golfing this morning. Waited for the afternoon and then.
Where do you go?
Either golf or
you play?
golf or different. 25 bucks. Yeah. Oh, retail? I can get that one for 25 bucks too, but it depends. They have a web page, and if they don't have it,
I didn't get it.
people sign up 8 times.
I didn't have to, you changed all of our stuff.
Every Wednesday.
I don't
Yeah, so it's around 60 bucks. Anybody else do it? Or like 25 dollars. Just not my station. So I like that Marvin. That's where I usually go.
I don't know what each
Oh yeah, if you go, okay. If you buy it. I don't think they made
We have a.
It wasn't a webpage.
Thank you for all coming. I appreciate it. We have another room over there with a video.
We have an overflow room right through the side door there.
You can go through the kitchen.
Doesn't have to. It's required.
Here?
Really? No, I'm down to 6 months here.
I'm sorry, if we want to have a meeting tonight, we're gonna have to have somebody go through the other door. We have a camera projector. Our clerk will happily escort you.
We're in the 20th century now. It's on video.
There's a overflow right next door, maybe above occupancy.
What is the occupancy?
So just step over to the other side.
Dark hair, glasses.
There we go.
What? How's your bicycle, your motorcycle? Total. Is it total? We have a list. No, there's one in the other room. In our room? Oh, there you go.
Way more.
Is 14? No, yeah.
No posted.
Did they do something different?
Gratefully acknowledge your, our request to allow standing room people to observe the meeting directly.
I don't have a problem with that. It just would be, if someone could help, you know, a little bit.
Thank you.
Yep.
They don't want to go to the other room.
The other room? Anybody who signed in to speak, even if you're in the other room, you'll have the opportunity to come back in here during the public forum. So, and there is a live video feed in the other room, so you won't miss anything. The sign-up sheet's at the back table. And please, if you don't mind, silence your cell phones or put them on vibrate.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I would have done it. That was the first thing.
What she said. I'm sorry.
So, we got a speaker sign-in sheet here at the front. There's some people that still want to sign it.
That's a good place for you?
Yeah.
Anybody want to speak tonight? Please sign the paper. Pass it around. Pass it down.
Where's the commissioner?
Where's your board commissioner sitting in the other room and not in this meeting?
He's not required to attend board meetings.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, Rachel.
Please. Military?
No, sir. It's not. We can't force someone to do something.
You're right, Chuck's should address it. Mr. Chair.
The highway commissioner is not a member of the board.
You can go to show you where.
I know, yes, I just asked somebody what to do.
There's a lot of seats over there.
Should have his presence here where everybody can see it. Yeah, this Go in there and say hi to us. Here you go, sir.
Thank you. It all seems to have been flagged.
Sitting right up front, the other one's been the one talking. Someone's here, right?
Reopen.
Yes. Well, how do you do? Looking younger every day, huh? Of course, my eyesight's not so good.
During the, like, after board meeting or after?
Well, now we have to have.
Oh, the resolutions?
Yeah.
No, the signature.
No, not yet, right now.
If they want to.
Here you go.
All right, pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call meeting to order and have a roll call.
Sorry.
Where you want?
Okay, trustee Chapman?
Here.
Trustee Victor? Here. Supervisor?
Here.
Trustee Shay?
Yeah.
Trustee Lawrence? Here. Do I point as well?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Okay, can I get a motion to audit the claims?
No. Approve the minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Motion.
Thank you very much. I was just in a rush, sorry. I'll second the motion. This is approve the minutes of the last meeting.
It's actually more appropriate than somebody else on the board to get them to chair.
So I'll second.
I can vote. You can vote on it.
Okay, so discussion, is that what it is? Okay, all eyes?
Aye.
Here's the signed one. Okay, we're gonna audit the bills in the treasurer's report, and we have a motion to audit the claims of the town fund in the amount of $92,242.30. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I
Is
would,
there any discussion?
yes, I'd like to move from the bill file for payment, the bill for our vendor named Dwight Moore and have separate consideration by the Board of Trustees.
There's already a second. So discuss.
You make a motion.
You can make a motion to do that, we just need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay. Go ahead. Trustee Chair?
You'll have to take a vote on the motion.
Is there any discussion?
Is that in the town fund though? That's in the town fund.
Was it in the town fund?
That's not town fund.
Road and bridge funds.
Yeah, we're in town fund right now.
Okay. All right, we'll have a motion with
Yep.
Joe. Okay.
Yes.
So we have a motion to audit the claims for the town fund, amount of $92,242.30. And we have a motion and a second. And we just did a roll call vote.
Trustee Chapman?
Yes.
Trustee Victor?
Yes.
Trustee Shay?
Yes.
Trustee Lawrence? Yes.
Supervisor Wilson.
Shoot, I'm sorry, Supervisor Watson.
Yes. I'd like to get a motion to audit the claims of the general assistance fund in the amount of $4,170.
So moved.
What, need a second?
I second.
Any discussion? Nope. Roll call vote.
Trustee Shay?
Yeah.
Trustee Lawrence? Yes. Trustee Victor? Yes. Supervisor Watson?
Yes.
Trustee Chapman?
Yes.
Okay, I'll need a motion to audit the claims of the road and bridge fund in the amount of $115,959.43.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Mr. Supervisor, I'd like to move from the bill of approval, a single bill to vendor White Moore for a separate consideration.
Can we roll call, should we go through that? Okay, Trustee Lawrence? No. Trustee Shay?
No.
Supervisor Watson?
Yes.
Trustee Victor?
Yes.
And Trustee Chapman?
Yes.
Okay. So we will vote on everything but that of the road and bridge fund. We'll need a roll call for that.
Trustee Victor? Trustee Chapman?
Yes.
Trustee Shay?
Yes.
Trustee Lawrence? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes.
So far away.
I know, I keep forgetting about you. Sorry.
My wife says that too. Okay, so do you have,
Yeah, last month on the agenda, there was a motion to pay the bills, and one of our vendors was White Moore, who provides us with recycling oversight, night service here. Done an outstanding job for the Township over the years he's been employed here. There was some concern with the sitting trustees at the time about that, and they wanted to give a month to think about paying the year-long contract or paying Mr. Moore on a monthly basis. So what I pulled this out for is I am going to make a motion that we put back the contract, and tonight we issue the payment for the balance of the contract through the remainder of the year for which he was contracted.
so in other words, we had a contract with an individual who was doing security, and because we have new administration, we're honoring our commitment to his work that he did as a security personnel, and he would be paid, I believe, it's 5 months of severance. pay.
Yes.
5 months of severance pay, which would be, could you figure out what that would be?
Well, I believe it's 6790.006, if I'm reading the bill correctly.
What we pay 1 month.
Oh, okay. So
You mentioned severance pay. Has he been fired?
Well, not a severance pay, it's just, it's
His
contract.
contract.
His contract will be bought out. Okay?
Why are we buying out his contract? He does a good job.
And he does a great job. We're not asking him to be removed or fired or quit. We just want to pay him through the end of the year rather than the 1 month at a time payment that came up last month.
And we'll be paying it monthly though?
Paying it monthly,
Yeah,
yes,
we're
but
gonna pay him lump sum now.
the motion last month, Jim, do you remember what it was on the agenda?
Pay 1 month.
Yeah, but the original motion was to pay out through the balance of the year.
That was denied in favor of a 1 month.
Right, so I wanted it to be brought back to the way it was before it was.
All right, so he's gonna get paid, we're just saying, so reaffirming, that he's
Yes,
gonna get paid
regardless.
his 5 months.
That's
Okay, but
correct.
he's gonna continue to act in his capacity.
Yes,
We're just reaffirming his contract, basically.
absolutely. It's $5,140.0006.
Let me ask you again, you plan on paying it out in one lump sum now or paying it out over a period of time? I think it's more thorough.
He said, he just said over the period of time.
Right, so it would be the monthly payout.
Yes.
As long as that's understood.
Yeah.
Is there anything in that contract specifically that states that he's being paid, or anything in that contract specifically? Because as I read it, and I viewed it, I don't have a copy in front of me, but as I viewed it, it stated per his monthly rate rather than a lump sum rate. So that's why I get the impression that he's paid on a monthly basis. Is there anything in that contract?
And he will be. We're just ensuring that he
I'm
is.
sorry,
paid
I have
through-
the book. Is there anything in that contract that states that he should be paid in a lump sum?
There's nothing in there that says that he shouldn't be.
Thank you.
So let's just confirm the motion once again.
Certainly, Chuck.
So, he's gonna get paid for the next 5 months as long as he performs his duty.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is that good? Thank you.
I move it.
Roll call.
Yes.
Chapman?
Yes.
Victor? Yes. Supervisor Lexo?
Yes.
Trustee Schiff?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you repeat the motion, please?
The motion is that the contract for Dwight Moore be honored through the end of the year, and the remaining balance on his contract is $5,140.006. And he'll be paid monthly.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We need a motion for the next. Where we at? We just did. Yes. There's nothing.
Yeah, something in that one.
Motion to audit the claims and equipment of building fund, in the amount of $0. We don't think we need to, do we?
No.
Okay. All right. So we welcome all of you here. We have a list of speakers. They signed the speaker sheet. We should have that here. We limit you to 3 minutes. Remember that the board will not respond to the questions, but we are open between 8 and 4, or 8:30 to 4:30, depending on which office. And we'd be happy to get you more information if you have any other questions. But we have a speaker sign sheet here, and we'd like everyone to obviously speak from their heart, but make sure let's be polite and let's just make it a good meeting. Okay, and there's no yielding of time to someone else. So I have Tim Shepard.
Supervisor Lefto, may I make a request that the clerk announce the video feed and that we are streaming
Oh,
our
yes,
meetings,
we are.
please?
We're trying it, so hopefully it'll work. Brian, is it working so far? So good. Hopefully you'll be able to view it at home, live through our township page. If you go to the clerk's page at the bottom, there's a YouTube video. It's all new. We're trying it, so hopefully it'll work. Don't get upset with me if it didn't. We will figure it out moving forward.
And we provided a podium, but You want to speak from your heart, from where you're at? That's perfectly fine as well.
So I can't ask questions, I just,
You have 3 minutes to speak.
okay. I just wondered if somebody could answer, who hired Dwight Moore? Did the supervisor's office or the highway commissioner hire him for security? They want to answer. I believe the highway commissioner did. And I wonder why the supervisor is feeling obligated to keep his contract going when the supervisor doesn't feel obligated to keep 3 past employees with their contract. They had a job here, and you have guys that no trouble letting them go. So why do you have trouble with keep letting, why you gotta feel obligated to one guy and not 3 others? But you probably answered it perfectly, thank you. Good job.
Bob, Anna?
I went over it. Is this the podium that you put out for us?
Yes, sir.
Is this microphone on your live feed through the stream? Thank you. My name is Bob Paddock. I'm a member of the Operating Engineers Union. I'm also a resident of Algonquin Township. And I stand before you tonight with concern for this Algonquin Township, for the disregard for the employees' rights of the township and the law. It's been violated. The law has been violated. Their rights have been violated, and this township needs to recognize that you have, through these actions, become an embarrassment of the entire county. Now, it's my understanding also that they're considering, or you might consider, additional outside counsel for the township. And I question the township in considering this outside counsel, if this is the right decision to make. It's also my understanding that this outside counsel is a political contributor to the current elected township commissioner, highway commissioner. Is that what we have for our township? Is that what we can expect? What's going on here? What is happening? Is that what you're going to do? Is that really what you're thinking about doing? Don't do this to Algonquin Township. Don't embarrass this township with your games of political favor. Do the right thing. Stand up for the people that live in this township and work for this township, and don't do it. That's all I
I was the foreman here for a couple of years, and assistant foreman for several years. I have over 19 years experience with Andrew, has 12, and Mr. Gasser's first order of business when he became highway commissioner was to fire me, Andrew, and Nick with no explanation. So I put to him the question as to what is his explanation. We each have more experience than he has. We also had a valid contract in place with Local 150, and he chose to stick his head in the sand and ignore the contract. And by doing that, as taxpayers, I think we shall be upset that he's incurring more costs upon us, which is totally counter to what he ran on, is saving taxpayers money, and he's going to end up costing more money in the long run.
Good job.
Mark Emerson.
Good evening. My name is Mark Emerson. I represent Karen Lukasik, the clerk of Algonquin Township.
There's a dispute which is not technically part of the lawsuit that Mr. Gasser has filed against the clerk and other individuals. The clerk is in charge of all of the records. This has nothing to do with the union issue. It's completely separate. The clerk is in charge of all of the records, books, and papers of the township, and she's been denied access both from the supervisor's office as well as the highway commissioner's office. She has an absolute statutory duty and responsibility to acquire, keep, and maintain those records. Tonight, she's asking for an acknowledgement both from the supervisor and the highway commissioner, who I believe is in the other room, and I presume he can hear what I'm saying. She's asking for an acknowledgement that they, in fact, will give her unfettered and complete access to all township records wherever they may be located and at any time that she requests it. So I asked Mr. Lutzow as the supervisor, would you acknowledge that she has that absolutely duty and she's asking to take that responsibility and get access to those records, maintain those records for the integrity of the township? I would ask the same question of Highway Commissioner Gasser, and I presume I would get the same response, no response. By no response, it is our position, if necessary, because she truly believes in the duties and responsibilities that the statute places upon her. If we have to go to court, we'll go to court in order to enforce and maintain the integrity of those records of this township. That's all.
Next, Nikos.
Chairman and trustees, thank you for the opportunity to speak here tonight. And my name is Nick Chirikas. I'm a 41-year resident of Algonquin Township and very proud to have been selected by Bob Miller to be employed at the township starting on April 11th of this year. I'm fully aware that I'm a litigant in this action as a member of Local 150, and I don't intend to discuss either the merits or the details of this case, but I wanted to acknowledge that the days of Algonquin Township's meetings being small and insignificant are over. It appears that the actions of Mr. Gasser have ignited a firestorm of activity and legal actions against the township that truly breaks my heart. As a longtime resident of this county, I have been privileged to participate in the recycling efforts over the years, the township's program of road cleanup that my wife and I did for, I think, 13 or 14 years, and other activities of the township that I'm very proud of. And I, as a former member of the McHenry County Board, along with my colleague Anna Mae Miller, have been proud to serve both the township and the county for the time that I've put in. I wanted to just say that if you look around the grounds and the building that we're in right now, everything that you see is the result of the activities and dedication, the lifelong public service and dedication of Mr. Bob Miller and his father before him. This man is truly a dedicated public servant, and I want to remind everyone who has an alternative political view that Mr. Miller has always been elected by the citizens of Algonquin Township to do what he did. The length of his service was determined by the citizens who voted him into office at every election.
Thank you so much.
Is my time done? Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Dan, that was a good speech. All right, Dan McLaughlin.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak here tonight. My name is Daniel McLaughlin. I live on 1749 Hartford Lane, Crystal Lake, Illinois, Algonquin Township. I've been a resident of McHenry County for well over 40 years. I am an employee of the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters. I wholeheartedly stand in support of my brethren from Local 150, a outstanding union. Its employees are some of the best trained tradesmen out there. And to be a resident, to know that three brothers who, dedicated their time and efforts on many levels to their county, to their employer and everything like that, to be discharged with no explanation, no recourse, and no opportunity for any mediation, arbitration, or anything like that, and then subsequently costing us time and money and effort as taxpayers. I'm quite appalled at the lost opportunity to keep three gentlemen working for this township, and here we're willing to, cut ties with the and pay him his severance or whatever you want to call it. It's and as a taxpayer and as a voter, and to have the gentleman who terminated these three operators, it's pretty cowardly to be hiding. And it's really unfortunate that maybe this gentleman has compromised the integrity of this board here, and elections do have their consequences. Thank you.
Former trustee Larry Emery.
I'm Larry Emery. I live at 951 Golf Course Road, Apartment 2, Crystal Lake, Illinois. I've been in the township in the county in Crystal Lake for 27 years. I want to thank you all for giving us a chance to talk today. I just want to reemphasize some of the last points I made in the last meeting in reference to hope for continuous improvement in reference to the board. The first one was the 10-point transparency concept. Currently we have 5. I really like the concept of having the streaming video started. That's a big plus. It's going to get information in theory. As soon as you can get that out to everybody in an email or some whatever concept electronically, you can communicate to people.
I will get it out then.
Excellent. The second point that I wanted to cover today is in reference to continuous working on what you started today, shared expenses, utilizing the concept of security. Right now, the township is in control of security in this area, not necessarily just the road district. So security is important for everything, so keep it on there. So, and intergovernmental agreements. So anywhere you can share within departments that you deal with or other municipalities and functional areas of government. The third area was something totally different, developing a 4-year plan. Since we are in a case of elections for 4 years, it would be nice to say, hey, what do we plan on doing for the next 4 years? And then have some kind of meeting along the line when the board sits down and have not necessarily approval, but consensus that this makes sense. So there's nothing to hide. There's more information going on towards that. The other, number 4, was, I put in my list, and this information was given to all trustees in electronic form, so they have it if anybody, Chuck, if you want additional information, I can send you a flash drive with all the information. Cash flow analysis, having a consistent process that says, this is our reserve, no more excuses or confusion. What do we have in cash? How much does that actually say we can cover our bills for the next 6 months? So that's above board, we know exactly what's going on.
Larry, I've been waiting 4 years in this work. I can tell you, wrap it up later.
Okay, last one. You're welcome.
Chuck, I didn't think you responded with this whole.
Oh, he's telling me I got 3 minutes. And then going back to a budget forecast tool that does analytics on all your line items, having a process that everybody can look at and say, this is how we analyze this. Thank you. I usually get more time. Not anymore.
Okay. Thank you, folks.
Supervisor, I didn't get to sign in. That paper was already up there.
we would be happy to let you speak.
Thank you, sir.
You can go either way is comfortable for you.
Good evening, I'm Carrie Barber. I am a resident of Algonquin Township. Thank you for your hospitality this evening. I'm not a 20-year resident. I chose to live here because of the services here. We bought in very expensive, very high tax rate because of the services we have. And then I look around the room, and for all the meetings that I have been to over the last year, which some of the incoming trustees weren't at any of them, Mr. Gosser didn't attend any. Had you been here, had you bothered, you would have known some of the transition process. So I'm here to talk about what happened during the Memorial Day weekend. I'm upset that we had an award-winning, state-recognized program suddenly canceled because somebody couldn't do their homework. And to make matters worse, people were coming in here upset and confused because they saw the same signs and didn't understand what was going on. And then on top of that, Mr. Gasser posts a video threatening people because he couldn't do his job. He threatened all the residents. He was going to get the sheriff after them. Is this the kind of representation we need? It's ridiculous.
No.
Well, Mr. Gasser, I am standing right here. What are you going to do about it? We're all right here. Where is he?
Come on.
He's hiding.
So I am deeply upset about that. And I was here the morning that the other employees were fired. I was here and watched them clock in. And within 5 minutes, they were relieved of duty. That is against the law. That's against the state. Mr. Gasser, you are not above the law. You took an oath and you swore to uphold the laws of this state. Look at what you've done now. We'll not stand for it, and no one here is going to rest until this equitably resolved. And I am not paying for it out of the township budget as a taxpayer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have reports from the elected officials, and first on the agenda is the highway commissioner. I guess he's.
The chickens in the yard. Hiding.
Oh, there he is.
Where's your lawyer? Hey, stand in front of the crowd.
You guys have my mailbox. Is he gonna full pay for the meeting? He's not here the whole time.
Order in this meeting.
Good evening. Is this on? I can't hear myself.
You just have to speak up.
Press to the bottom and talk.
All right.
3 minutes, hurry up. Let's go. Wait.
Folks, let him speak. And
time's up.
let him speak. And he doesn't have a time limit. If he'd like to speak for a longer period of time, let him speak, okay? Go ahead, Mr. Gasser, go ahead.
Illegal, it's illegal.
Mr. Gasser, speak. Please, can we just let him speak? Go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor, trustees, friends. I know it was a bad evening out in the rain and the wind and the lightning, yet we're all here. You know, Mark Twain once said that politicians in diapers should be changed often, and for the same reason. For the first time in over 50 years, the Algonquin Township Highway Commissioner seat is not being held inside the same family.
Doesn't matter.
That's over three.
Hey, let him speak, please. No, let him speak.
That's over 3 generations, over 50 years. Now, I know we have some very trying times inside the highway department, but I want to assure the public and this board that we, as the Algonquin Township Highway Department team, are overcoming these challenges as they present themselves to us. Our people, whether it's in the garage or in the front office, are here in serving and doing our job. Here's Here are just a few problems that we've already solved. Our fuel pit on day one, we found out that it was out of regulation and outdated in inspection. We hired Manhoff Services.
You guys let him.
Guys, just let him talk. Okay?
Let him
You
talk.
guys want him to talk, he's talking. Let him talk.
Yeah, please.
We hired Manhoff Industries to come in and service our fuel pit. I'm happy to report that we are now up to spec and that we are in good standing with the Illinois Fire Marshal. On my first day of office, we found out that 3 trucks were out of date on their inspections. We fixed those. We also found out that one of our trucks didn't have an overweight permit. It was 3 months out of date. We simply fixed that. We have not found one record yet of any salt purchases for the winter of 2017 and 2018. Partnering with Compass Minerals, we now have one of those contracts ready to go. When I assumed office, I found out that all of the men in the Algonquin Township Highway Department had their flagger certifications expired. We went ahead and we fixed that. We also found out that we didn't have all of our work zone signage correct. So partnering with the McHenry County Department of Transportation, we now have all the correct signage for our guys when they're out there doing the job.
Did the 3 guys terminate?
We overcame these challenges because of our core values that drive every employee at the Algonquin Township Highway Department. These core values are integrity first, service before self, excellence in all we do, and community always. But more importantly, it was not what we have fixed, but what we are doing right. Conservatively, we fielded over 325 phone calls concerning recycling, concerning brush pickup.
Wrap it up there.
Well, no, I get to speak. We've made sure that we've repaired all of our culverts properly. We've patched potholes. We've continued our non-specialized recycling program without any interruption. And our McHenry County Township's vaunted mulch pile has remained open. All of our employees are now going to training. We have 3 of our employees who will be going to IPSI through the APWA, and also 2 of us who are going to Road Scholars through APWA. Also, our front office will be all Microsoft certified by the end of this year. As excellent as we are, we will get better, which leads me to the specialized paint recycling. The Illinois Environmental Protection Agency did not have us as a partner in the waste paint recycling program. We have 55 drums of despoiled paint sitting on Algonquin Township property right now with no way to properly dispose of it. It doesn't include the 2,000 cans of paint that were just dumped at the township. Let me be clear. We want to recycle paint. We want to do it. But we shall be in compliance with the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency, and we will not accept 1 can of paint until I have that reassurance in writing. We will be moving forward with specialized recycling on June 24th. We'll be taking TVs, oils, tires. I want you to know that wood and brush pickup will be halted during specialized recycling because of Route 14. And I'm proud to announce that we've partnered with the McHenry County Conservation District, and we're going to actually have a new pattern of recycling. So instead of going through here and being lined up down to Thornton's, where everybody can agree it's a danger, waiting in their car, rear end, and everything else, we're going to come through and we're going to snake all the traffic through the township property. We're going to snake the traffic all through the township property. This will hopefully speed up time or speed up the ability to recycle, and we're going to have a better plan. I think this is a good first step. Is it perfect? Nope, but we'll move on. Finally, I am pleased to report that the men of the Algonquin Township Highway Department completed all of our requirements and finished all of our portion of the 2017 road project on Crystal Lake Avenue and 3 Oaks Road. We did that today. Nunda Highway Department is asking for a 2-week extension to finish their portion of the project. In conclusion, we are an awesome team with dedicated professionals doing extraordinary work. We will not lie, cheat, or steal nor will we tolerate those among us to do so. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Okay, we're gonna have the.
Don't run away.
Okay.
Howard.
All right, here, we heard you loud and clear. The assessor, would you like to give a briefer report, maybe?
I would like to say that we are bringing in, before the next board meeting, I'm bringing in my successor, who will take office in January of next year, to work with me for approximately 6 months. That's all. Thank you.
Ms. Clerk, would you like to?
I would like to speak, actually, but I don't ever get to. There's a few things I want to go over with the board. In light of the situation with the records, there's going to be some changes that I'm going to make with the records as custodian of the records. Some of the records have not been secured. I'm going to be bringing something forward to you, either a trailer for me to keep them in, a fenced area that I only have a key to. I'm concerned that there's records that I don't even know where they are. I've been, as counsel for me has said, I've been locked out of several areas. We're improving on that. I still have not heard from a few elected officials that have records in their office. So I need to access those. What we're going to be doing moving forward to eliminate the bill sign, I was unable to sign the bills for the highway commissioner because I didn't have access to them. So moving forward, I will have the original copies of all bills in my office. If you would like to see the original copy, you can contact me. Not Ryan, not the supervisor, me. And I will show you the copy, the original of it. Otherwise, you can get a copy from Ryan who has them scanned. So we're going to make some changes, and I'm going to ensure that the records are safe and are accounted for, and I will be doing an inventory in the next week.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not done. And, go ahead. Okay, we're live streaming, hopefully, and hopefully it's working. I don't know, I can't.
It is.
It is working?
It is.
Yay. Okay, so we're gonna start doing that. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get them on, but I want everybody to be able to see it live and in person if you can't make it. I think that's it.
Okay. I won't interrupt your speech. You didn't know that I did send you an email saying I was comply with all records.
Thank you.
Mr. Goffin, do you got it? Okay, thank you. All right. Oh, she has a couple more things.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm
you're good. Okay. So, would we like to have any comments from the trustees?
I do have one comment. Go ahead, Dan, or Dave.
No, I was just gonna say, I apologize for not getting the mosquito information to you until today. I'm trying to, thank you, Ryan, for helping me with the new mail. So there are a lot of new things that are going on and transpiring here at the beginning of our term. And for some reason, some odd reason, I'm gonna salute and applaud the clerk for having a discussion before the election about taking the paper records that have been here and are in boxes since the 60s, and we're going to scan those records and save them electronically. And I don't know how that turned into, I'm going to remove documents from the township, but I assure you that our clerk had the highest intentions and motives. The second issue that I have to discuss and ask a question is, would our road district commissioner be obtaining his own separate counsel? Will that be a bill that would come before us to approve?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would just say that given.
Point of order was in there, $20,000 retainer bill was in among the others.
Okay.
You ask your taxpayers if they want to do that?
Trustees just approved it.
We'll move to, I move to recall the payment. What fund was it from?
That's what it became.
Okay, the road and bridge fund. I move to Yes, I move to recall, having been on the affirmative side of the vote, I move to recall that $20,000 retainer bill for a separate consideration.
Yes.
So anyway.
Can't pay me, but you can pay for his personal attorney.
Oh,
You gotta ask taxpayers first.
what's that?
We were not given the opportunity to see the bills until about 10, 15 minutes
Before
before
the
the meeting, and I don't think that that is fair.
They've been available since yesterday
They were
and today
not.
from 8
They
to
were
4, and that's
They
an
were
email
not.
Hang on. Hang on. Let me clarify.
And I did not.
I actually made a human error, okay? I asked to have those tabled, that bill tabled. And I forgot to do that because I just, to me, it got to be. So I wanted a table, those bills tabled, that bill tabled, because first of all, it was a retainer bill. There was no work product for the road commissioner's attorney. There was nothing there, but just a retainer bill. I originally intended, when I saw it, to have it pulled and tabled, and we were gonna discuss it in executive session. So I'm glad you caught that. No one was trying to be sneaky here. We all wanted, no, seriously, I wanted to table that. In fact,
So, you want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I was unable to view the bills myself, so.
Okay, under new business, we're gonna complete the report. Under new business, we're gonna pull that bill. Okay? It was honestly, you were trying to do something that it wasn't even up. What happened was I just got so engaged when you were saying that. One of the things I talked to Dan as well, we wanted to make sure that so anyways, no, it wasn't we got caught, we really didn't want it. So anyways, let's go to.
For an election, that kind of stuff. When will that be brought up again?
No, we're gonna go to, attorney's report. Unless there's another trustee.
Well, I certainly wasn't finished with my first report. I want to say I'm excited partnering with the McHenry County Defenders, the Conservation District, some of the things through the 10 communities where the Algonquin Township goes and has some sway. We're looking forward to starting some residential programs, talking to the neighbors and residents about alternative energy, about grants that are available for residents on their own homes and their own properties, talking about those residents that have the ability and the area to set up even a small butterfly or a beehive or some type of a garden to attract those pollinators. We've noticed that they're going and looking to making some of the things that we can do here for free or for, not very much money, but make a big impact. And we look forward to doing that. I look forward to getting out to every one of our areas and meeting the residents and working with our board. Thank you.
Were you asking for questions for the clerk or for individual trustee reports?
Your trustee report. Yeah.
Okay. The first thing is, I guess we'll discuss that. We'll save that for when you bring that to the floor again.
Okay.
But one of the things I wanted to bring up, and with Supervisor Littell's permission, I'll be attending a youth summit. One of my ideas and one of the things that I wanted to explore for this township is creating a committee on youth. And there is an association. It's not affiliated with Townships of Illinois, but it is called, the acronym is AITCOY, Association of Illinois Township Committees on Youth. That's going to be October 14th, and I am signed up for that. It is free for the township. Membership, however, which we'll determine after I go and determine if we want to be yearly members. But membership after that would be I believe it's $75 per year, but that's something that I'll be attending, and it's in Bartlett, I believe. So that's something that a little pet project that I'm working on, and I'll report after I come back.
Can you give me the date of that again, Rachel?
That is October 14th, 2017, and you can register if you'd like to go at aitcoy.org.
Okay.
You just have to fill out the form, register.
Any other trustees? Yeah. Okay. So, I just wanted to let everyone know that there's not a single person on this board, or the previous board, or the previous supervisor, or the current supervisor had anything to do with any of the firing of the road district employees. Okay?
I don't think a lot of people know
Yeah,
that they're separated.
people don't realize that they're separate districts. Okay? Because one of the people, and I don't want to get into debates, but one of the folks said that I fired the people. I did not fire the people. Okay? And the road commissioner did it.
And that's why he needs a $20,000 retainer for a lawyer.
And I understand that, sir. And that's why I meant to pull that bill today, and I thank the person that reminded me.
Me too.
We were gonna go into closed session and discuss that bill. We're gonna go into closed session. So what I would like to do right now is I just want you to thank everyone. Everyone here is brand new, first time in their new jobs, okay? So everyone, you gotta give everyone a chance too, okay? We didn't walk in and we wanted to have a big crowd. We're happy you're here. Yes. Oh, exactly. Okay. You know, he's so young looking, I thought he was new. So anyways, I do have the certificates for these new elected officials. So this one's Andrew Gasser. If you'd like to come get it, Andrew, you can. Okay. Rachel Lawrence.
Thank
Okay.
you.
And you know, people are volunteering their time too, so I think, you know.
What does Ryan get?
Well, I think the trustees are.
Are paid.
Melissa Victor.
Trustees are paid.
Dan has more plaques than just walls, but we'll still give him one there. Richard Alexander, are you here?
He's in the back. Did he leave?
Okay.
Richard, come on up, Richard.
You like this, Richard? Richard Alexander will be the new assessor taking over for Bob Coons. Bob has served for. So I'm going to ask the board if they can move up on the agenda. Any old business?
Let me add something in under the trustees, because I blew it off. But I want to remind everybody that everything you do in government costs money. And I have been a strong antagonist that does not support adding things that cost money. I think we're doing a wonderful job, and I don't know that we should be adding it. One of the reasons I got this job in the first place was I had said that I wasn't in favor of. I believe we do a great service to the public, but I don't believe we should be adding on. Good enough.
Okay, I would ask that we move up on the agenda right now, approval of 2017 prevailing wage ordinance for the town and road and bridge fund as required by state statute 820 Illinois CS 1301. That requires us to provide prevailing wages for people who do work at the township as well as employers at the township. I'd like a motion to approve that.
Motion we approve.
I second.
call vote, please.
Trustee Lawrence?
Mike, although we're
Discuss?
Discuss, I'm sorry, yeah, go ahead, we can discuss it. I'm sorry. You'd like to discuss it.
No, I'll take it.
Okay.
This is something that we have to obey whether we pass this ordinance or not. So it's pretty much a decor, it's something of a display piece, but there you are.
So yes or no?
Are you calling for a vote now, or
Are we
is
discussing or, I don't know, he's running the meeting.
No,
Let me ask him.
we have to see if anyone else would like to discuss this. No, anyone else like to discuss this? Okay.
Okay, trustee Lawrence?
No.
Chapman?
Yes.
Victor?
Yes.
Shay?
Yes.
And Supervisor Lutzo?
Yes.
Carries, that's approved.
Motion carries 5-5. Move up on the agenda, the adoption of a resolution appointing FOIA officers, and those FOIA officers would be, help me out a little bit on that one, Karen Lucasic as one of them, and who else? Dorothy, I don't know her last name. Wildebohr. Do I have a motion to adopt those? Well, okay.
Discussion?
Discussion.
Madam Clerk,
Yes.
could you explain how the Freedom of Information Act, what happens when a resident makes a Freedom of Information Act to the township? Where does it go? How does it wend its way through the town halls here at the township?
We kind of have had a little bit of confusion with that, and the supervisor's office and myself, originally we were going to have them go directly through the clerk's office or at foia.org. We still may do that, but I think that's going to be the central place that people can send their FOIAs. Right now, I think it's everywhere, scattered all over the website. So what we've decided to do is each department will have their own FOIA officer. So I'll be a FOIA officer of the clerk's office. Supervisor has his FOIA officer, which I believe is himself and Ryan Provenzano works in the supervisor's office, chief of staff. And then I believe in the assessor's office has his own FOIA officer. And then we have asked Mr. Gasser to have his own FOIA officer because lately the FOIAs that have been coming in have been quite extensive, and they've been coming into Ryan's office, and they're a highway department FOIA. So we want to streamline that. What we will do from now on moving forward to make sure all the FOIA requests are in one location, which will be records in my office. Once the FOIAs are requested and answered or denied, however that is, all of the information will come to me and I will file it, and we'll have record.
Well, at this point, I'll ask for a point of clarification, and perhaps it's from the township attorney. Pursuant to the ordinance of the state of Illinois, we're appointing the FOIA officers for the township. And I didn't understand that there is any provision to have separate FOIA officers for each different department. If so, I would think that they would need to be entered into the resolution. I'm just asking.
I haven't seen that specific resolution. However, you're right. We have in fact though passed a resolution appointing the supervisor and Ryan as FOIA officers for the township. Now, so there's a resolution that's already accomplished that. Mr. Gasser, he runs a separate district, so he's really a separate public body, although he's an officer of the township and there's all this crossover. The clerk, for example, is the ex officio clerk of the road district. The supervisor is the treasurer of the road district, and this board approves the road district's bills. Now, so we have that difference. So he's going to have to appoint his own person to handle that. I've talked to the clerk a little bit as well as the supervisor, and essentially when any one of these departments, to include the assessors, if a FOIA is misdirected to one of those officers, because they are all officers of the township, they need to appropriately and immediately redirect that FOIA to whatever department's going to handle it and to that FOIA officer. And that's sort of how we've structured it. And I know the clerk is looking at creating an online system so that it can be regulated, controlled, and managed, and everything gets to the right place. And we're not quite there yet, I guess, and it may take a while to accomplish that. But right now, everyone's under affirmative duty under the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, to ensure that when a FOIA comes into the township, even if it's the wrong department, it gets to the right department. So each one of these departments can, in fact, have their own FOIA. And that may be efficient, it may not be, but I will tell you, I think that it would be extremely difficult for example, the clerk to respond to a FOIA that's really directed to the assessor's office, because he's got this massive amount of records that she virtually probably cannot search. He's going to have to be responsible for that. So that's sort of what we talked about already, and I think it's a work in progress. I hate to tell you we don't have a solid system yet, but we're working on it.
I'm trying.
I don't know. I understand that, Karen. What I point out is I believe right now it's the way that looks to me, and I'll be as positive as I can, and I'll help wherever I can, is that this is fraught with danger, because the state's attorney, I don't believe, is going to be going to somebody else, you know, in your office who's not a FOIA officer in the ordinance. If there is a lapse and the FOIA is not answered timely, who will they be addressing?
Well, it'll be the township, or it'll be, depending, it'll be the road district or the township, one of those two entities. And it's not the state's attorney. About 10 years ago, when the FOIA changed, essentially the state's attorney was cut out of the process, and it's now the Illinois Attorney General Public Access Council, right, the AG. So, and there's a provision, and we've discussed this, and I think, and as I think I've talked to you about it, there are some seminars that are coming up. We're going to be presenting at some of them that I think all of the officials need to attend. In addition, for some of the mechanics of this, but each and every person here has, I've asked and sent a memo out to take the online Attorney General provided FOIA and OMA courses. And you should be doing that within 30 days. We've all done it. And I think that'll help a lot, although it's sort of a mechanical process online, and it really doesn't allow you to ask the real pragmatic questions. So that's why I suggest that you attend some of these seminars that are given by TOI. As I said, I present there, a number of other attorneys in the area present there, and I think they usually have a Q&A at the end for the attorneys. And when it comes down to the pragmatic, how things actually work, you need to probably attend those and ask questions, because that's how you get solutions.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay.
Can I clarify something?
Sure.
The reason we wanted to do it this way, Ryan has a lot more duties and responsibilities in the supervisor's office than the employees in the highway department. And when he gets a FOIA, say for example, a year's worth of bills for the road district from 2013, those are not scanned yet, so he has to go physically find the records, which we are currently trying to figure everything out. And so that puts a lot of time on him to go find it, make copies, make sure he scans it and sends the email. So it's not fair to the other offices to take that away. So that's why we thought it would be best each office has their own. That way we can expedite it, and it will all go back to me.
As long as our residents are served in a timely fashion.
Okay.
I'm down with that.
I just have one quick question. Based on some conversations I had with you, Karen, about your hours working as clerk, you had told me that you did not have set hours, and that I asked you the specific hours that the clerk would be open for, so that I could file a document with you. And you told me that there were not going to be set hours, but you were going to come in Friday sometime.
I don't have set hours on part-time.
So let me finish.
You can make an
And so
appointment with me
So
anytime.
the question that I have for you is, for example, one of the days that I come to look at the bills, in the copy machine, a fax had come in, and it happened to be a FOIA request. And so I'm wondering, this FOIA, this copy room, break room, is not somewhere that any of these FOIA officers would typically go. So who will be designated to distribute those to the appropriate party in a timely manner? Because as we know, they need to be responded to and compliant.
Well, I'm not the FOIA officer of the township, I'm the FOIA officer of the clerk's office. Ryan regularly is in there in the copy room. If he sees a fax come through, he'll fix it, he'll get it, and he'll.
So you're saying
he'll
it'll
forward
be
it.
Ryan's responsibility?
Whoever's in there, it'll forward it. I mean, we're all FOIA officers. If someone gets it, they'll forward it. I
So
don't
there's
think
no
it's.
specific way to make sure that this appropriate gets dealt with in a timely manner?
A fax? No, I'm asking, no, in fact, okay, there's two ways. A person can come in and physically give a FOIA form or a request physically to the office, and we take care of it. They can email, which that's usually what we've been getting. So I'm not familiar with the faxes. I'm not a full-time employee here. I'm a clerk that is a part-time elected official.
So if something were to come in for fax for you, then I guess it would be up to one of the other, whoever goes in there, happens to go in there.
Well,
and
yes.
Everything they do,
They'll put it in my mailbox.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have employees.
I don't think we've gotten very many FOIA faxes, but it does.
I just noticed that was a problem.
Anyways, I'd like to revisit that bill and the road and bridge fund. I initially wanted to table this bill, and in order to do that, we need to, I can't read your handwriting.
Motion to reconsider, I think Dave.
Make a motion to
Make a
reconsider.
motion to reconsider.
Melissa seconded.
Okay.
Well, what have
Wait, hold
we
on.
have not concluded the resolution.
Oh, FOIA?
Yeah, we did.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
So we're ready? Chapman?
Yes.
Victor?
Yes.
Lawrence?
No,
Shay? Sletson?
Yeah. I'd like to ask for your motion, Dave.
I move to reconsider the approval of the retainer bill from the Township Road Supervisor, that it be brought back.
Highway
Township Highway Commissioner, that it be brought back for further consideration.
I'd like to second it. I never saw that.
If we're gonna have discussion, we have discussion on it. Anybody want to discuss it? Go ahead.
Let me just jump in, so procedurally, we're okay. You're just moving to reconsider the approval of the original, the approval of the, what was it? Road and Bridge, was it Road and Bridge?
Yes.
Or the Road and Bridge Fund. And you're moving to reconsider that. And that's what you're doing right now. And once you vote on that, then you're gonna reconsider it. And you can make your motions to withdraw that bill, okay? Go ahead, you can discuss how you want to.
Well, I think it won't be germane until I make the motion to table that until the next board meeting. So let's just vote on the reconsider.
Roll call.
Lawrence?
no,
Shay?
Yes.
Sletson?
Yes.
Victor?
Yes.
Chapman?
Yes.
Who's the bill? I'm just gonna give her a courtesy to read the bill and answer questions. I think it's fair for everyone to know. Okay. This is a retainer request. Okay, let's make a motion.
Yes. Not make a motion.
Let's make a motion to approve the bills minus this, or
Or to. You can do it.
make a motion to approve the bills of the Road and Bridge Fund, minus the law office, the retainer request from the law office of Robert T. Hamlin.
That is my motion.
Okay. Okay. Any discussion? All right, I do want to say that Robert T. Hamlin. I do want to say that when I saw the bill, I had in my notes, I immediately wanted to take it out of the, and I made a human error, okay? Okay? All right, so here's the deal.
We helped you.
Yeah, you did, thank you. Okay, but I wanna, I don't think someone who does work shouldn't get paid for it, whether I like the person or don't like the person. But here's the deal. Right now, we have a township attorney. I chose this township attorney, and I have utmost confidence in this township attorney, okay? And he's done a very, very, very good job.
Absolutely.
Okay? So, when we decided that there was gonna be some labor disputes, obviously, I indicated to the road commissioner that I let him know that our current attorney does not specialize in labor law, okay? So, at the time, I did inform the road commissioner of that, and he knew of that, okay? So, I just wanted to say that, number one, we haven't gone through the process of hiring a labor attorney. There's a process that the attorney, we're gonna discuss them, I think
Well, he just got a motion, I think there's.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
there's a reason we'll get to it.
There's a reason we will do that, but anyways, the bottom line is it's very not typical in a government entity to just ask for a retainer. There's usually work product that we're actually paying for. So this is just a retainer, okay? And so that alone, I believe is reason enough to table this, and we're gonna go into closed session to discuss some legal matters, okay?
Wouldn't it be easier?
Sir, please.
Can't say it.
Anyone on the board can ask a question. Yeah.
Can I speak for a moment?
Sure.
I just think that Andrew Gasser needs to find somebody who has no bias and who is impartial, as long as the township is concerned. He does have political ties with Hamlin, and he has been a political contributor, and I don't think that it's right for him to use Hamlin. That is not bias. He is about integrity.
So we have a motion right now to remove the bill. Table.
Table until next meeting.
Yes. We have a first and a second?
Yes, we have Chapman and Shay.
Okay. Roll call vote.
Victor? Chapman?
Yes.
Shay?
Yes.
Lawrence?
Can you repeat the motion, please? You want to remove it and table it until next month? No. I want to discuss in.
Well, this is what we have on
executive
the table
session.
right now, so that's what we're discussing. So,
I move that we go to executive session to discuss it.
Your motion is out of order. We have a voted process.
Bledsoe?
yes.
Okay. Motion passes.
Okay. All right.
We have an attorney from this, we have a letter from this attorney right here that recommends you, that he gets to be a different attorney.
No,
Not Hamlin.
well.
Like she has Gummerson, a former partner of Rebecca Lee. Really?
Rebecca Lee is not an elected official. Nor was
She's the daughter of the elected official and the wife of one of the parties of the pending lawsuit.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna make a motion to go into executive session, okay? Can I get a motion?
Second, I motion.
No, regarding, we have some other, we have some legal matters. Go ahead. All right.
So agenda on there, not finished. New business.
Both requests for independent counsel
All
to
right,
be made
here's-
in executive session.
We're gonna make a motion to go into executive session, for the reasons of either employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of employees, or legal counsel of the public.
Pending litigation.
And pending litigation, what action against the township.
So I would just add to that.
Defund the Tea Party agenda.
I would just add, ask that specific statutory reasons that Mr. Lutzow stated is pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C1 and 11, which are both for the appointment of any employee, but to include legal counsel. And secondly, to discuss pending litigation, specifically the lawsuits that Mr. Gummerson mentioned. There are 2 lawsuits, one brought by Mr. Gasser against another officer of the township, as well as former officers of the township, and a counterclaim filed by the clerk against Mr. Gasser and the township supervisor. And those are the reasons we're going to executive session.
And then we're gonna come back out, and then we're going to address these 2 other issues.
Okay.
We need a motion to go into executive session.
I motion to go into executive session citing those specific statutory exemptions.
Second.
I have a point of information, and that is not, I certainly anticipated that we would go to executive session. For a specific reason, we're going outside of the agenda.
I think you need to discuss before you vote on the other 2 agenda items remaining ones, you're going to need to go into executive session.
Thank you, Jim.
There are things that need to be discussed there.
Okay, I did. Thank you.
And you gotta shut off.
And we need to figure out how to.
Voice record the entire thing.
Whether I want to remain here.
Everyone wants to stay here, right? So we can go up at the conference.
We'll wait for you. Yeah, we don't want to boot you out, okay?
You are going to someone here is going to voice record the entire session?
Yes. Wait, we still need to vote on the motion. Vote on the motion.
Brennan?
Yes.
Lawrence?
Yes.
Stay here with us, right?
Yes.
Shay? Victor?
Yes.